Well, seems like I'm live. Took a minute for it to kick in. But anyway, for anyone listening, my name is Deborah Burton from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I have decided to hold a Conversations with Deborah hangout. Um, this is not a sales pitch or anything. This is really like a hangout of just conversation and share with you what my last 48 hours have been like. I had a wake-up call to some reality. Instead of, chatting about it and the status update and things like that, I just decided to do a hangout. My camera's not working all that well. I decided to come out on my patio, something I never do. I said I'm going to start doing the things I don't never do. I say I'm going to do it all the time, but then I don't do it. I just sit on that couch and do my typical things. But this has been some moments of clarity and wake up for me. Because I'm 60 now and conscious of my appearance, I've been kind of in fear of doing hangouts. And I said that, in my moment of clarity, I decided that's stupid. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to allow myself to hide or be in fear of anything anymore. Because I had a moment of mortality. I was faced with my own mortality. I experienced on Wednesday, I had an awesome day. Beautiful, went exactly the way I planned. And then the bottom fell out. Right around 9:30 Wednesday night. I want to share this with you because I want others to understand. If you sweat the small stuff, it can actually elevate your blood pressure and reduce your lifespan and take you into a spin of loss of life. Now, what am I talking about? Okay, let me share with you this. As usual, every day I have this daily method of operation. And I write down what it is I plan to do for that day. And I pretty much go right down the list. And it allows me, it helps me to complete tasks that are going to help me move forward. And Wednesday went just as I planned. I plan to do my marketing and to connect with my 10 people. 10 new connects a day is what I shoot for. And I don't mean just making them my friend, but actually calling them and interacting with them and learning as much as I can about them. Not so much pitching something, just getting to know a person that I become friends with. I know a lot of us have been told to build our list and add people as numbers as, the more friends you have, 5,000 on Facebook and whatever on Google Plus and Twitter and stuff. I don't see that as really building relationships. I see that as building a sales list. And that's what a lot of people are being taught to do. And I don't like it. I like to get to know who I'm connected to. Many of you have, connected to me by the materials that I've put out there. I haven't gotten around to calling you. But I'm slowly stopping that too. Because I now want to know, why do you choose me to be your friend? Am I just a number on your wall to make your list longer or what? But getting back to what I really want to share with you today. And if you're out there listening, I've got the Q&A going. In Google Plus, I got the Q&A going where you can ask me questions about my experience and or whatever, Didn't have to be about my experience, but kind of staying focused on. And when I get to, get through this, you'll see why I'm sharing this with you. I'm a network marketer. I've been a customer of money all my life. Anybody that knows me personally knows I've been a true hustler. And that's what I call us. We're just hustlers of money. All my life. I've been in, I ran a concession business for 23 years and clothing business. I've had a modeling agency. I've had credit repair agency. I've sold real estate. I've done so many things. A lot of information. A lot of information. People always tell me you're a wealth of information. And I used to disregard those statements, but it is true. I'm a wealth of information. But this is funny. And this is why I was resistant to people saying that to me. Because I don't know what I don't know, and there's a lot more I want to know. So I just never take the stand on I know a lot, but it's really I do know a lot. You can throw something at me, and it's like a gift from God. I can give you a solution to that problem, or I can leave you with a solution. And I've always had that ability, and I don't know why. But it's always been there for me. And it's funny, but that is the very thing that has always gravitated to me. But because I was lacking in communication skills, and I was lacking in the ability to live a more conscious life, they hated me for the very thing that they liked me. Or they did not like me. I won't say hate is strong. But people were distant with me for various reasons, and maybe some of you guys can share with me your view on it, because I don't know what I don't know. I know what people have shared with me, and I know that my impatience has rubbed people the wrong way. I'm a very assertive woman, very powerful woman. When my mind is set to something, I can be very stubborn. My mom told me that years ago. But all around, I'm a decent person, in my opinion, because I've met some people that are not, and I don't think I'm anything like them. But Wednesday night, and I'm doing this walk, and converting my life into an idea of consciousness, which means, for me, being conscious of my decisions and choices, slowing down and putting into order the important things of life. Now, an individual that has not experienced love by its life might not understand what I'm talking about. Finally my camera started to come into effect. For a minute there, I didn't think my camera was going to work, but I was so good. It was so white. The sound was blocking the ability to show me. And I'm starting to see now on the monitor, I'm coming through. Thank God. But Wednesday night, it started about 8 o'clock. And it ended with me sitting in a hospital bed with an IV and oxygen on and the inability to breathe in my own. And I'm here to tell you, I did it to myself. It was scary. It was extremely scary. It's the third time this happened to me. And part of it is my stubbornness to not give up cigarettes. The other part is the inability to not sweat the small stuff. And the other one was taking people at face value and not recognizing the truth. I was at a meeting here in Cincinnati, and I was enjoying myself. I was connecting and networking, something I hardly ever do, get out the house, because my health has been a problem. But I wanted to go to this meeting because this company has become very important to me. And I wanted to experience networking physically, not online, but physically with other people who were already doing business. So I go to the meeting and I'm enjoying myself, and then in a blink of an eye, I said, I gotta go. I got another meeting to go to, which was a webinar online, and it was about it was gonna be at 9 o'clock. So my daughter came to pick me up at 8 o'clock to rush me home to be on a webinar that I took for face value. It was gonna be a live webinar with Lisa Nichols and Dishi from Manda. And when I get home, I don't have the link in my email. I haven't received the link to the live stream. You know, and what it really was everything that you said, except for, and I might be pronouncing his name wrong, I became extremely irritated and unhappy with the fact that it was something recorded months ago. And when I really consciously thought about everything, I said, now, what was there to get upset over? I had to call support and say, hey, I didn't get the link. I went to the page on Facebook and said, did anybody get the live link? And some people had gotten it, some people hadn't. I was one of those that didn't. And as I walked out the problem solving of getting on the event, which kept getting later and later, I became more and more agitated, which raised my blood pressure. And if you have heart disease, you don't want to raise your blood pressure. You want to stay as stressful as possible. I'm telling you, you do. And I'm a cigarette smoker, so that added to it. Smoking cigarettes, raising my blood pressure, stressed out. I want to be on this live event with Ishi and Lisa Nichols because I admire her. I love her work. I identify with her. She's an African-American woman that came from the lowest of things and rose herself to the highest of things through the effects of creative visualization. And I am just now learning that, how creative visualization works, and it really does work. Okay, guys, and in the moment of my crisis, I reached deep into my spiritual being to get me through it. And what happened was by 12:30, I had smoked 5 cigarettes in a matter of 2 hours, and I'm really consciously trying to reduce my cigarette smoking. And I had smoked, I think, 5 to 6 cigarettes in a span of no time at all, and that gave me a lack of oxygen to my saturation of my blood. And then I began to realize it was 12:30, which I was an hour and a half past my normal bedtime, because I like to lay down, so I can get a good night's sleep before 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, at 1:10, I mean, no, 1:30. That's what's on my phone, 1:30. Well, it was about 1:10 I realized I had a problem. I was in crisis. I began to experience not being able to breathe. If you've ever had an asthma attack, I had a plane going over me, sorry guys. If you've ever experienced an asthma attack or bronchitis, then you know what I'm talking about. I could not breathe on my own. And I was at home alone. This has happened to me before, but my son was here. He dialed 911 and I passed out. And they revived me and got me on oxygen and got me to the hospital. I was alone. Oh my God. It's comical now, but it was not funny when I was in it. I I was trying to get the oxygen mask on to the mask on to the breathalyzer. And I had it on, and I had the machine going, but it was in that moment I took a breath to try to get the medicine into my lungs, and I realized I couldn't breathe in. I was like, oh my God. So I threw the mask down, I ran to the kitchen. Don't ask me why, I don't know. I ran to the kitchen as best as I could. I had this horrible pain in the side of in the left side of my rib cage. I mean, a piercing like pain, like somebody stabbed me. And I thought, am I getting a collapse wrong? What's going on? So I turned the hot water on at the sink. And I got my head leaning over. I don't know what I'm doing. But all of a sudden I said, okay. I have my phone in my hand. And I said, Lord, please, if you give me strength to get me through this, I will quit smoking for sure. That's all I could think of was to do was bargain with the Lord. But in that moment, I will never forget it. In that moment, it's like he gave me that span of time to say, okay, here's some air. Because I could feel it. I could feel the lift of the panic. They allowed me to dial 911. And the only words I could get out was, I can't breathe. Help me. It's not funny. I know I'm laughing. And you're probably wondering, what the hell is Deborah talking about? But I just wanted to share this with somebody. It was a serious circumstance for me. And I was faced with the mortality of my life. And I'm thinking, is this it? Is this the moment I'm going to transition into the next? And then it dawned on me, I'm not ready to die. I talk this stuff about I'm not afraid of death, and it's my time to go, I'm ready, and that's not. You are faced with death. It's not what you think. And I'm not afraid of dying. But I realized something. I still have a lot more life to live. I'm only 60. Okay? And I've changed my lifestyle. I'm eating better. I'm more conscious and aware of the things that I should eat, shouldn't eat. And I didn't get here overnight, and I know I'm not going to get better overnight. But because Lisa Nichols teaches creative visualization, and I am aware of the world growing teachings of healing your own body, I believe that we all have a power within us